Mohammed Kudus is eager to join Liverpool. Fabrizio Romano has briefed on whether Liverpool will be able to move for Ajax's Mohammed Kudus next year, suggesting the offensive midfielder is willing to move to England. Kudus has put in a great performance so far this season. The Dutch team scored 10 goals in 21 matches for Ajax. This includes goals scored against Liverpool and Rangers in the Champions League group stage. Due to Kudus' best performances for Ajax, he went with Ghana to the World Cup as one of their key players. And Kudus did not disappoint. He was one of Ghana's most exciting stars in a fantastic group that included Portugal, South Korea, and Uruguay. Ghana started their campaign with a nasty 3-2 defeat against Portugal, but they made up for it with an impressive 3-2 win over South Korea. After Ghana took the lead with Mohamed Salisu, Kudus doubled his lead with a clever header in the 34th minute. After 2 goals from South Korea's Cho Gyu-sung, Kudus finished with his left foot on the back post, giving Ghana 3 points. Unfortunately, the Black Stars landed at the bottom of Group H and failed to qualify for the qualifying stage. The 22-year-old player has now returned to Ajax. And he will try to make a big impact in the next few months, as a Premier League move could be calling him. Liverpool is reported to be one of 4 British interested in getting Kudus on board. Arsenal, Tottenham and Newcastle are also teams that are after him, as are Liverpool. Transfer expert Romano confirmed that Liverpool has sent scouts to watch the striker in action. However, Romano says he expects Liverpool to have a bid for Kudus next summer. Mohammed Kudus has long dreamed of Premier League football. He really wants to play in the Premier League, said the journalist. He was close to Everton last summer, but Ajax smashed the deal after selling Antony to Manchester United. The expert confirmed that Liverpool are watching Mohammed Kudus. Liverpool sent their scouts to follow Kudus a few months ago. We'll see about investments in the summer because right now Jude Bellingham is their top summer target. It's interesting to hear how Kudus can join Everton. Instead, the Ajax man could sign for Liverpool in the future. As Romano points out, this move will largely depend on how the Bellingham quest goes. If Liverpool gets into a bidding war for the British, this could get their attention for next summer. This could put Kudus' key on the back burner. A bidding war for Bellingham would also reduce the amount of money Liverpool have to spend on Jerusalem. Alternatively, Kudus could become a prime target for Jürgen Klopp's side if Bellingham's move to Anfield happens quite smoothly and in less than £100 million. Thanks to its versatility, Kudus can offer Klopp a few different options. He can play as an offensive midfielder, as Roberto Firmino has played this season. Or Kudus can be used as the main forward. This means it can support Darwin Nunez and Diogo Jota as well. The fact that the Ghanaian star can play multiple offensive positions is one of the features that Jürgen Klopp may like. Kudus also showed in the World Cup that he is a really good dribbler. When he starts to accelerate with the ball, he can cross the field very well and it becomes really difficult to stop him. He dribbled a lot, especially in the South Korea game, and no one could stop it. In the Portugal match, he did not hesitate from these attempts and showed that he could be effective in creating danger. The fact that he is only 22 years old and dreams of playing in the Premier League could help Liverpool minimize the adaptation problem. It would also be highly probable that in the hands of Klopp, he will have an upswing for the continuation of his career. Do you think Mohammed Kudus can succeed at Liverpool? Liverpool found their own Ruben Dias. Liverpool received support in their bid to request the signing of Portuguese centre-back Antonio Silva, and interest began to intensify as the January transfer window approached. Jürgen Klopp seems to have an eye for the crafty transfer. She's constantly finding talented prospects and nurturing them into world-class phenomena, and Silva can join this famous roster by moving to Anfield. According to information from Portuguese sources, Klopp may welcome a new addition in the coming weeks, and Liverpool is set to hold talks with Silva's club Benfica to discuss a move after the World Cup. Liverpool's interest stretches back to October, when Fabrizio Romano confirmed the growing intrigues for himself, suggesting a £77 million fee could be just what it takes to get him away from Portugal. Recently, former Premier League forward Noel Whelan made a statement about this. He urged Klopp to rush for the 19-year-old and assemble a squad that could rival Manchester City's depth of quality. Liverpool may need to strengthen the ranks to continue their pursuit of silverware on multiple fronts in the years to come. Manchester City and Arsenal are now emerging as new contenders in the league. That's why reinforcements are essential to fight teams in the race. At just 19, Silva will be a superstar, as Jamie Carragher proclaimed, and the club that managed to push him away from the Portuguese clutches will have some players on their hands for years to come. Having made 20 appearances and scored 3 goals for Benfica this term, Silva is quickly emerging as one of Portugal's most touted hopes. He looks like Manchester City's Ruben Dias. Dias, who also signed to the Premier League from Benfica in 2020, came to Pep Guardiola's Sky Blues with a £65 million deal. He contributed greatly to the club's championship campaign and won the Premier League Player of the Season award. Silva will likely idolize his 25-year-old compatriot, or at least try to emulate his rise to the forefront of world football. A move to Liverpool, a similarly ambitious English team, could provide the perfect platform for such endeavors. The young player started only one match at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. But while that doesn't hurt his playing talent, at the age of 19 he was a commendable success and played a key role against South Korea. The Asian side looked largely confident and compact at the rear before completing a late comeback. He did indeed complete 97% of his passes, 1 tackle, and 1 gap. He only lost ownership twice, according to SofaScore. Indeed, the two-cap giant paved the way for a fruitful career and will slowly enter the national challenge as one of the most important components. Soon the toughest titan will be one of the biggest names in the world when the talk arises for the toughest defender to place on your team, and Liverpool now plans to open the bag and claim the rewards later. Luis Diaz's probable return date after surgery has been revealed. According to the latest news, Luis Diaz will serve another 3 months at the Liverpool sidelines. The winger left the Reds' Dubai training camp earlier this week after a setback while recovering from a knee injury. Diaz has not played for Liverpool since he was forced to leave the team in the first half of their 3-2 loss to Arsenal in early October. Jürgen Klopp's side missed the Colombian national team, which has made a significant impact since being transferred from Porto in the transfer window last January. But the Reds were set for a long time without Diaz. According to the latest information, the 25-year-old player, who recorded 10 goals and 6 assists in 38 games, will not be able to play until the beginning of March. This coincides with reports from Colombia as Diaz is allegedly set for surgery on Saturday, December 11th. It is stated that Diaz had an operation on his lateral collateral ligament. Speaking after Liverpool's 3-1 loss to Lyon in the Dubai Super Cup, Klopp said, "He wasn't in the best possible place. It's clear that it was a huge disappointment for all of us, for him as well." That means that, in total, Diaz is likely to spend 6 months on the treatment table.